Let's go, Famanegra. Let's go, man. How's it going, Famanegra? Welcome to the stream, mate. How you doing? So we've got 8 minutes 42 left. He's apparently playing the guitar. I'm gonna turn that shit off. I should turn that shit down. More of the same. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if we're gonna get any information, but on the tweet, like, or on the side here, you can see it. Priority alerts. Discussions with Trick Dempsey and Chris Gansler. Agent highlights Division 2 foes. I mean, on their tweet, it said that they were talking about the new 9.1 update date, and then that was pretty much it. They didn't really say anything like they're going to announce raids or anything. But I don't imagine them to be like put it on Twitter that we're going to announce the raid. They'll just kind of do it in one of these. I think that's what they'll do. But we'll see, man. Like, we'll see what today brings. We've got 7 minutes still. We'll definitely see what happens, you know?
Sorry. I'm just noodling.
Really say anything like... Yo, DJ in the house. Let's go. Don't forget, guys, hit that like button. Because we might give some money away.
Hey, Lyra, how you doing?
How's it going, Automatic? I'm going to mute this guy until it starts. When it starts, then we'll listen to it. He's still got 7 minutes left. If my camera's a bit big, I'm just going to shrink it down so you guys can see. I mean, as long as you hear it, it doesn't really... State of the Degs. Bilal, how's it going, mate? Welcome to the stream. Really want to return to the game, but the game is so dead. Yeah, we'll see what's going on. Oh, you got Chris Gansler there, and also Trick Dempsey. I'm in normal, but I get hit like I'm in legendary. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. There might just be like a crossover of your difficulties. Darth Rafe, how's it going? Let's go. How you doing? Oh, baby. Baby, let's go. I might make the camera a little bit smaller for you guys. Ariana, how's it going? Dark Rafe, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got 5 minutes until they start the state of the game. Just going to edit my camera slightly. Maybe. Did I? Yeah, is it kind of in the way? I don't know if it's in the way. A bit, I don't know. Unbox and camera. Select both. Yeah. Let me go back. Let's select the backdrop as well. That will help. And drag it all down here. Is that better for you guys? You're gonna be able to see a lot better now, right? I just don't want to be in your way for when you're viewing. Let me know if that's better. Yeah, Tasman, how's it going, man? Hydro, welcome to the stream. Are these blue filter glasses? Yeah, so these are not like glasses that I need to see or anything like that. These are to help the screen glare. So help your eyes, because I was getting like my eyes were watering and like they were getting a bit itchy and red because I was sitting on the games and doing videos and that all the time. So I just bought these. They were only like £14. But the funny thing is, I bought these. Then BenQ, you've probably heard of BenQ, the big computer company. They sent me an email saying, "Hey, like we've noticed that you're buying these glasses and you've done all this stuff. We're sending you out the screen light, screen bar. So it's a bar that goes on top of your monitor that shines a light onto your screen, and that apparently takes all the blur away." So BenQ have literally emailed me and they're sending it out. It arrives tomorrow. So So hopefully that's going to help as well, because I was suffering with my eyes, and my eyesight's perfect. Like, I had a optician's appointment not long ago, and it was, you know, they said I've got perfect eyesight, but just with the computers, it was getting too much, because when I was not on my computer, I was on my phone. When I was not on my phone, I'm watching TV. So I'm always in front of some kind of monitor. So that's what happened. I'm moving up in life now, man. You're getting old, Dutch. I know, mate. 32 now. I'm 32 years old. Sup, Reedies? How's it going, mate? I am Bear. Yeah, let's go. Guys, hope the fix crashing at the one shoot behind the cover. Yeah. Yo, how's it going, Razor? How you going, mate? And just to let you know, guys, as well, any donations we receive in today's stream, use the link in the chat. So put ! Discord, and that goes towards, you can probably see it here. It goes towards the new camera that we're trying to get. So we're trying to get the Canon M50. So any donations using that link will go towards that new camera. Helps out so much, guys. You don't have to do it. Make sure you look after yourself first. But yeah, any donations we get, use the link though. You have to use the link, because if you use YouTube, they're gonna take like 30% of that. So the link is the link can be put in the chat just with ! Donate. I'll show you now. Hold on one second. 32 ain't old. Nah, man. I'm 32, but I feel like 52. You know, like I feel pretty old at the moment. I'm not gonna lie. And everyone, don't forget to hit the like button as well. We might give away. I get $1 if Hamish makes a cringe joke. That's not funny. You'll give $1 or you get $1. Well, if you want cringy, they've already he's already been playing guitar on the intro. He's actually sitting there with his guitar playing. That's why I've muted it. Let's go. Oh, YouTube's got your real. Oh, okay, I didn't realize I'm and. Ah, AJ, bro. Okay. Nice. Sup, Ricardo? How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. That cloudbot does not work then. Take a look. Let's get the fire fixed. Yeah, I think they're going to be talking about the what do you call it? The date that it's going to be released. You know, because they've cancelled the update. So apparently they're going to be talking about the date. We're just going to get WordPad up, because we're probably going to do like a recap. It depends what they talk about. I don't generally do a recap every week, because if they don't have like anything decent, what's the point of me putting a video out saying not a lot, you know? Dynamite, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Twitcher, let's go. Luis Guzman. Armand, how's it going? Let's go. Jacob, how was Apex? I got wrecked on Apex. I got wrecked. Right, I'm going to turn the volume up for you guys, and then we're going to talk about the state of the game kind of after. I'm going to turn my mic right down. Here we go. Zachary, no worries, mate. I'll get you, bro. We'll watch State of the Game together. Afterwards, we'll have a chat. Any donations, guys, use the link in chat, okay? Use the link in chat. That goes towards the camera that we're trying to get, the M50. Good.
Hello everyone, welcome to State of the Game 159. This time I didn't screw up the audio and you can hear me, which is really good. It is the 13th of May and we're still quite clearly working from home, but I've got Chris and Trick on the line. Can we come in, Trick, Chris, from a location?
Hello, do you read me?
Yes.
This is Trick, over.
We do. Fantastic. There,
Nice. That was very smooth, Trick.
That's
like
everything that
I
I
like
need.
his hair,
I mean, it's cool that we can still do this from home. Sometimes I feel like it's, you know, fulfilling my newsroom fantasy. If you know what I mean? Like,
But did you get to be both like the camera controller and on screen at the same time? Newsrooms don't do that.
No, I more mean that, like, like reporting live from Trick's house. Trick, can you tell us what it's like down there on, at your place? That's all I
At
mean.
my place,
Yeah, at your place with
a
your
little
cat.
further east of here. Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. How's everyone doing?
Good, all
It's going really
super
well. My cat
inoffensive.
has abandoned me in time for the show.
Aw,
Yeah.
you missed the
Uh,
chat. Like she was super cute.
Very cute.
Yes, I see Private Pirate saying that Trick is out of focus. We are all working on webcams. It's not going to be the most elegant solutions for everything. There's all sorts, but we want to make sure that we bring a show to you without fail every Wednesday and talk about the things. That being said, let's go through the things that are relevant to the Division 2 right now. So you will have noticed that we did say last week on the show that 9.1 would be coming yesterday. That didn't happen. Chris, why was that?
Yeah, so I had the information of all the fixes obviously last week, and we were going through them. With the work from home situation, it is just the reality that we have to do some more testing and steps before we can, finalize what's going into it. On Monday, we came in and we looked at the status of the patch, and it wasn't ready. We were unsure if a couple of fixes would actually do the things that we want them to do. And as it's an important update on the client side, we didn't want to just like put it out and leave some of them out. So we just needed some more time to test if they are doing everything they should be doing. And they now are, but we also found one fix, for example, that doesn't fix what we wanted it to do. So that will be something for a later update. So it's really good that we had the time to do it. I know it's a little unfortunate with Tuesday, Thursday being swapped, especially because the NPC fixes are very much needed as well. But taking a little bit more time was the right choice in this case.
Good to know.
There'll be a
That being
PTS
said,
to TU10.
when is 9.1 coming?
Yeah, so the good news is it didn't take that long. So we are now able to deploy it tomorrow on Thursday. That is May 14th. So that will be the usual maintenance time frame, 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. CEST. I don't have the other time frames in my head right now, but yeah, it will be coming tomorrow, basically.
Do I hear Doggo?
Yeah, she's now getting a drink, I think.
Okay, well, she might make an appearance. That's good. We talked last week with Mackenzie about the swathe of NPC changes that are coming. There are patch notes available now on the forums, correct?
Yes, if the CMs have pushed the button, the patch notes are now live. They include all of the NPC fixes and changes that Mackenzie talked about last week. They are in a nice list. And then also the bug fixes that are going in tomorrow are also in there. They should be on the forums. If anybody has a link, I'm sure either Lucipus or a real dude can link to that real quick.
Cool. I have some bug fixes listed here. The FPS drops in the Dark Zone will have their first improvements and fixes. The friendly oxidizer damaging ally skills is also fixed. The recommended activity tab not closing, and also an issue with the frenzy talent staying active when swapping weapons. We did allude a little bit to TU10 being the next big update as well. We're not going to talk too much about that stuff right now because that's why we have Trick here, because there's some stuff that Trick can talk about for all the stuff that's coming. I do, before we get to talking to Trick about all that stuff, I do want to give some, well, at least what I think is very, very good news about TU10, and it is that there will be a PTS, which always makes me very happy when there's PTS. I think it makes devs happy. Trick, would that be accurate? PTS are good times?
PTS are good times. It's really nice to actually see some of the new gear get out in the wild. Because, I really wish that we'd had a PTS for, system corruption to make certain how people are going to use that and how that get utilized in the Dark Zone and stuff like that. And so since we have a bunch of changes to talents coming and some new gear, just having the opportunity to be like, okay, how people use this, particularly people who are very, very good at the game.
There's a really important point. Chris, with the PTS, from a ComDev's perspective, what are you most looking forward to? What will you be looking for? How will you use what people are doing on the PTS to make TU10 as good as it can be?
Yeah, so first off, what is the PTS maybe as well? Because I know some people that might be watching don't know what it is. So it's a public test server That means we are deploying an update that is not live on all servers to that specific server. Access to it will be as it was in the past for PC players only. So if you own the game on PC, you can join the PTS. Again, we know that console players would also like to get their hands on these things. It's a little bit more difficult with that because for a PTS for consoles to be the reality, we have to certify all of the builds that we upload. So we have to talk to Microsoft and Sony and Google and make those things happen. And it just takes more time. And the PTS are always trying to be very agile and quick testing phases. So we could have 3 days of a build, test it out, get it verified by you guys, played by you guys, and then make changes. And if we always have to wait for the verification from third parties, it's just not quick enough, and it would just delay things even more. So it is only going to be on PC, but if you have the game, you can join that server. From our point of view, from community and all that, we definitely have a couple of very good plans for the PTS. We want to make sure that this time, and we did this for the TU6 PTS as well, we want to make sure that you guys know exactly what you should be testing. So a very clear, I want to say, bucket list maybe of, first 2 days is bug fixes or bug testing. We really go in and just try if the fixes that we have deployed are working, if you find anything new, if you find anything that is broken, all that stuff. And then we'll go through, as Trika said, if there's new gear, new talents, new whatever it is, balance changes, that will be focus as well. We do want to give you a patch notes list that is as complete as it can be. As it is a PTS, that might be not super accurate because obviously some things are just being developed right now. So we might not be able to get the perfect patch notes out there, but the goal is really to have a very, very good PTS by committee, by us doing looking at the data, but also by the community giving us feedback on, again, bugs, on balance, and all that stuff, but very focused on certain areas. So there will be probably waves, and if we can do it, we also do surveys. They were so in the past, a little bit difficult to judge because obviously some people just want to give us their opinion, which is totally fine. But if you haven't played on the PTS and then fill out a survey that is very focused on the PTS, it dilutes a little bit the feedback on what we need from PTSs. But more information on when exactly it's coming and all that stuff is going to be coming very soon.
Very cool. We don't have a date for the PTS and all that sort of stuff just yet. I guess in the coming weeks, Chris will be getting that out.
Yeah, it's also because obviously, as I said, like last week and the weeks before, if there is a PTS, we will likely have to, for it to be an impact, to make sure that the timelines work, right? So for a TU10 or for whatever else we want to do, what impact does that have? What do we have to move in timelines? What is the needs from the build system and all that stuff? So there's still things to be figured out before we can publicly say when everything will be happening, but it shouldn't be too long away to at least tell you some dates.
Very good.
Yeah, it's always a process to put together a PTS, just because you want to put together sort of a gift bag for players to be able to use so that they don't have to go oh, I'm going to spend my entire PTS time grinding to get this thing. And you're like, no, we want you to have that immediately. And so you have to do some bespoke work for any time that you're doing a PTS and each wave of it usually. So it's just a bit.
Yeah, it is a thing. I mean, I think a lot of the work that goes into putting a PTS goes unnoticed, so I'm very excited that the dev team are putting that together because I think it's really good for the health of the game going forward, which is extremely important at any time, but especially right now. Trick, we are very excited to have you on the show today because there's been a lot of your stuff going into the game lately. Can you give us a bit of an overview of what's been going on for you?
Oh my God. So a lot of the stuff we've been looking at is the seasons have been going really well. They've been well received. Although one of the funny things about putting time trials into the game as such a featured bit is oh man, every time there's a pain point or a particular frustration of oh, this enemy is rude as hell. Hey, does anyone notice that the hyena SMG dude is just a jerk?
Yeah.
And sometimes behaves very unreasonably. Which I think is in one of the 9.1 fixes, is fixing a particular behavior that's really wild. those get surfaced and become much more frustrating when you're like, ah, man, I've got to get 12 minutes to beat this mission, and this controller is sitting in the back, totally unable to be hurt, because they're just hiding. And so it's been a rough internet. But like, what's also been good is that people have really enjoyed. One of the consistent pieces of feedback is that like the season Manhunt itself, and also the discussion surrounding like Jupiter and her crew, has been really nice. Of like, oh yeah, yes, you're playing control points. They're cleaners inside of DC. Like all of that. Oh, are we the baddies? Gets asked about the division, and what's funny is like it needs to. Like that is a question that is being asked by the existence of the rogues, and I'm really glad that conversation happens. Now, like Keener's a genocidal psychopath, but like it's nice to see characters who have both. No, some of Jupiter's crew are just evil bastards, and some of them you're like, oh, I
get it.
Do you have to die? Can we not fight?
Yeah, like Thanos had some good points. Like
Thanos, yeah, I've seen that meme.
I don't know. It reminds me actually of if you are looking for things to watch during lockdown, Walking Dead got good again at season 9.
What?
Season
No.
10. I know. But it's that question, right? Are we the good guys? Actually, I don't know. I like it. That's my pick of lockdown watching, is actually give Walking Dead another shot. I know it got trash, but it's the best it's ever been. Sorry to derail you. We want to talk about what's happening in the seasons right now. So, Chris, can you give us the top level stuff? And I've got some videos, which are just
sure.
flavor.
Yeah, so I think the big thing is now that you can finish the manhunt if you want. So the 4 manhunt targets are now available. Mercury just went live yesterday, and that means if you get all of the 4 rogue agents, you also unlock the prime target, which is Jupiter, and she's also available now. And with that comes the ability to get a new skill variant, which there's a lot of discussions already ongoing about how good or how bad it is, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what people end up doing with it. It's hard to say exactly right now how it's going to fit into the meta. Takes a little time.
I really want to see how it ends up getting used inside of the meta, just because like EMP is an unspoken, really powerful status effect, both inside of PvE and PvP, because it just messes up Black Tusk. But it also like fighting cleaners is real tough because they have a lot of gadgets, and you can just be like, nah, everybody over there, none of you get gadgets today.
Yeah.
And it's super nice, but it's also very precise. It's fiddly to use. It's not a fire and forget. It's like, oh, I'm gonna aim at a guy, I'm gonna hit him, and they're gonna shut up for a day. And it's choosing not to kill them with that shot, because you could be using a deadly weapon, and instead you're using all the same precision to say, nah, you don't get skills or grenades, because for some odd reason they can't throw grenades if they're, whatever, it's fun.
Yeah. Because games.
Because games.
The thing that gets me thinking is like, well, this is not the only season that we're going to have. There's obviously other variants coming down the road. I'd love to hear from the community what they either think those would be or what they would hope for. Do you have any theory crafting, Chris? I mean, we can't really ask Trick.
No, you don't ask me to theory craft.
It'll give some credence to exactly what those are. Someone saying revive Sticky. Oof. Bring back smart cover. Please do not bring back smart cover.
I only heard bad things about smart cover, so that's out. I'm not gonna provide that feedback to the devs.
Mobile cover.
I think for us, like the community team, the CMs and Johan and I have been reading a lot about seasons and what people like and what people don't like. We, for example, also look at the ratio of like things you can do solo and things that don't work so well solo. I think that's one of the bigger feedback points that we posted and forwarded. And I know, for example, Trick and I've been in several chats about the progression of like certain events and global events, for example, where it's like if I play in a group, what advances and what doesn't advance. I think that's something that we learned a lot as well from, where some of the things should have advanced and they didn't, and now we know exactly what we can do better for the next season or for the next seasons going forward. I think that's big.
The general philosophy of the things that should advance in a group is like a kill is always going to be competitive if those aren't shared. But like a headshot or breaking a weak point, even though those are technically like you eliminated that weak point, but it's a little different because it's harder. Like those things should be personal. And a lot of like we essentially found a combination of times when we were inconsistent and times when there were a lot of situations where the sharing didn't work when it was expected to work. So what's nice is in future seasons those will be updated. We're solving them for a little bit for Guardians, but some of the Guardians ones are also going to still be a little inconsistent because they take a lot of tracking down when we do a lot of different things in co-op, and sometimes they get a little silly.
Yeah. No, the thing I do want to get to is I haven't had a chance to play it myself, but hunting down Jupiter, I mean, it's not a spoiler beyond what we've shown in the UI, but you'll go back to Roosevelt, correct?
Yes. So Roosevelt Island has its new it has a new mission on it. So you've still got the same basic geometry of Roosevelt Island. It's got the same shape and a lot of the same wreckage in fact, actually, the wreckage of your fight against Black Tusk is all still there, and that plays an important part in the storyline. You get to find out essentially what it is Jupiter talks about inside of her collectibles, like what it is that she's after, but she's always very oblique about it. Like she doesn't go directly at it. Now you get to see the sort of two things that both the cleaners are after, like what it is that's motivating them to be a part of this, and specifically what Jupiter wants, and get to have like a big ol' showdown with her. There's a new bespoke mechanic inside of it that is like a new variation on how to relate to EMPs.
Okay.
I think it's a little rough on solo players, having played it. Like I actually am like, oh, this is a little tough. But it is new and it's fresh, and it's not just the freshness of seeing a different group that uses flamethrowers inside of that same space, but rather cleaners are a different relationship with those big open areas than other enemies are, especially with that EMP device in the mix.
Okay, that's spoiler free, and I appreciate that.
Was it?
I mean,
Yeah.
I think so. Like, I mean,
Okay.
it's not completely spoiled. Let's put it that way. I like it.
Yeah.
Have both of you
There's a couple
been able to?
of questions on the mission itself, and I think we can talk about that real quick. So you can replay the mission, as far as I know. There should be nothing that should stop you from doing that.
Yeah, you can toggle it back on like you do an Invasion. So just go hover the mission and hold the Y button. I play with a controller, or whatever button it is on your console of choice.
And then the second thing, and I know that Trick is also in that conversation about will that mission be available after the season ends, and how is that maybe tying in with the skill variant, and how that could work and could not work, or
Yes.
whatever it might be.
So it is available next season. I'd like everyone to meet Pixie. Hello. It is available next season, but it will become available when players have progressed a certain distance down the season level tree, and then it becomes level tree. It's a line. When you've gained enough season levels, it becomes permanently unlocked, and anyone who has permanently unlocked it can get a hold of the skill from it. The intent is to carry that forward into future seasons, so it's just kind of like, oh, here's the legacy mission. We'll see how that develops, but next season, that's definitely how you get a hold of the season 1 target mission and the skill.
Cool. And I'm also seeing the question on Mixer here, when the season ends. So the date should be June 1st, that is shown in-game, which is the last day where you can get all of the things that are season 1 related.
Yes. I would have to double check the date, but June 1st sounds very much like the thing I've been doing this week.
Right. What does that mean for a season 2 date, Chris?
Yeah, so this is what I meant earlier with the PTS. I think we all obviously want season 2 to start as soon as possible after season 1 ends, so that there's not too much of a lull. But we've also heard feedback loud and clear. We want to have a good patch. We want to have a healthy patch. We want to have as little problems or as few problems as possible. And I think that's a goal that we have to focus on now. What that means exactly for when season 2 comes out, I can't tell yet because I don't have a glass ball that gives me the future. But if everything goes well, it shouldn't be too late after season 1 ends. And of course, we'll have more information once we have that settled and we know exactly what we can do and what we can't do. I do want to say that if the PTS goes super well, that will have an impact. And if the PTS goes super terrible and there's super many bugs in there and we have to do a lot of things, then we will not just push out the update. We will then make the adjustments and make changes. So again, we want this PTS to be very, very, very impactful. So that might also have an impact on future content.
I see a question here in chat that I quite like. Rogue Gaming UK is asking, will you guys make skill variants unlock across all characters in later seasons if you have it unlocked at least once? What's happening with skill variant sharing across characters?
Ooh, Rogue Gaming, here's one of
They
our,
were supposed to.
followers.
I don't remember how actually we handled that because it can be strange because you can't start a fresh character with them. I don't remember which solution we came to for that. I would have to double check, but I know that the intent was to let you have them across characters, especially since they don't really go away. Like as far as the opportunity to get them because you can reacquire them later in later seasons. But I'd have to double check because I know that we did some work on that and I can't remember what solution we got to, making me the best content expert to ever do an interview with.
No, it's good. I think it's good to know, where we're at with it. At least the intent. Maybe it's not working as intended, but we'll chase that up and let you know.
Yeah, because I would like it if any of your post-New York characters had it. I wouldn't like them to be sitting there waiting for you when you liberate the White House at the start of the game. That'd be a little weird. But I actually don't know when the alternate characters get it. It might be just individual right now, which is not ideal. Although season progress is account wide, so it'd be simple to reacquire them.
Cool.
Although the Manhunt might be character specific. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. No, we'll chase that up and try and get some clearer information on that. Trek, what else do you want to share with the community while we're here? I'm just glad to have you on the line. Anything else we can get from you today?
I loved Reanimator, Reanimated. I really enjoyed that event.
That lipstick.
I liked it because my wife would come by and just be like, "Oh, that headshot effect's good. Does it do that all the time?" No, it does not do that all the time.
No, might get a bit old.
I was stupidly fond of it. I wish that there were more excuses to leave it on, and or other generally with the global events, I've been like, oh man, I wish that there were a way to. Okay, well, this will be fun. I'll say Kenley College. I wish there were a way to put it on in Kenley College. I wish there were a way to just, I'm going to spend blah credits and turn it on for a mission, because it's really weird that they go away and they don't have an incentive once you've completed the challenges to just keep hitting them.
Yeah.
And my lips are chapped.
The other thing that I wanted to get to today, people may have noticed about the seasonal skips, and if people are trying to catch up or, think they don't have enough time to get to whatever level they're trying to get to. Chris, can you give us a bit of insight into what those are about?
Yeah, so we were pretty transparent with the monetization for the season 1. Excuse me. And season skips were one things that we wanted to introduce as early as we can in terms of letting players know that they will be coming. So they are now available in the in-game store. No, sorry, they will be available in the in-game store tomorrow. That was the change with 2.9.1. So from tomorrow on, you'll be able to buy a season level or multiple season levels if you want to buy that. One level will be 100 premium credits, and you can buy that in the season UI as well. Again, this is optional, and you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But as you said, Hamish, it's a way to catch up on things. Or if you're 2 levels from the Coyote Mask or something, and you really don't want to grind that out, you can spend the money if you want to. I want to mention that this is also the way forward. So that will likely be in season 2 as well. One thing that changes, and I just want to mention it here now as well, that in season 2 there will also be a season pass, and in that case, that season pass will be paid as well. So you'll have seasonal skips, and you'll have the premium pass that is called season pass that will be monetized in the seasons going forward.
Cool. No, I think that's important to share. We did talk about this long before the season's even started. So when we get to season 2, we'll make sure that we do a refresher on that as well, so people understand exactly what to expect for season 2, because it is slightly different from season 1 and
Yeah,
all that,
exactly.
which we talked about before season 1 even started. Chris, anything else we need to get to today before we move on? I would like to kind of just go back to the PTS stuff just quickly, because I think that's really important, and the next kind of big thing after tomorrow on the horizon.
Yeah.
What can people do to either get involved, find out more, etc.?
So there's a question on Mix as well, like on how many raids we are planned, and if Trick can answer that. Trick has not done raids, if I'm not mistaken. That's been on C, our studio, partner studio in France. So the second raid, because it's been a topic, and I want to just mention that as well, is still planned to go out in the timeline that we mentioned before, so spring. We, again, will give you enough heads up to be active in the game if you want to participate in the raid. So I want to say at least 2 weeks before it comes. We don't have an exact date. Again, the PTS will also affect that. I just want to put that out there because, feedback was the last time when we had Operation Dark Hours come out that a huge balance pass just before the raid wasn't very popular because you had to relearn a lot and reacquire builds and all that stuff. So that wasn't really fun for some players, and we want to avoid that, and we can now with the PTS. Again, when we have news, when we are certain that it will be coming at this specific date, we will let you know. On the PTS side itself, so again, TU10 is the next big title update, the next big patch. We will have a PTS, a public test server for that on the PC platform. And the plan is to have really like focused testing on the balance and the bug fixes and all that stuff. That will likely also mean that the raid will not be on there. So just as a heads up, if it changes, we'll let you know. But we think it's going to be more fun if people can experience it when it's live on our platform at the same time.
We don't want anybody getting a preview of the raid mechanics and solving it and all that stuff. Like, the fun of it is that race to world's first, and that kind of gets defeated if it's on PTS.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I think that's the big one, right? So the PTS is going to be the next big hit. I don't know if we can talk about dates next week already. As I said, it's going to be dependent on how quickly we can drum up the build and all that stuff, and also give you information of what's in it, right? Like, it doesn't help if the devs are actually performing magic tricks and get that thing ready, and we don't have anything to tell you. Like, well, there's going to be PTS with changes. Who knows? So keep a little bit of your patience left for us. But when we have something more, we'll let you know next week.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll be looking at chat for questions and that sort of stuff while we're sticking around for a few more minutes, but I want to go through a couple of agent highlights for the week. A returning one, which I very, very like. The username OfferInEdia is very familiar over the past few weeks because they've been creating some really cool modeling clay stuff, but this one is, I've been trying to wrap my head around how this eagle bearer has been made. It's insane. I want one. I don't know what else to say. It's very cool. Crazy detail. I mean, I'm assuming a lot of this is 3D printed.
I saw on their Twitter that they had 3D printing like images. So some of it's been 3D printed, but I want to know that central part, the part that you put your hand on that looks like a gun part. Like, how much of that is fabricated? Does it meet up with a actual market material? Like, I've got so many questions about how this thing was made.
Yeah, I saw on the Twitter, which if you are interested in going, is up in the upper right-hand corner there. There's a base model, like a product that they've built this on top of, but it's flawless. It's super cool. Insane. I want to move on to our next one for the week, but Elwood... Oh, wait, I went to the wrong one. It's coming. It's coming. Here it is. Elwood, digital painting extraordinaire, is looking sick. Actually, Trick, you were saying before that a lot of people kind of, photo bash these things together. It doesn't look like that's what's happened here.
Yeah, I loved watching the Valhalla announcement stream for Assassin's Creed, because it was just like, this is how people make concept art. This is like how it is done, and they're just grabbing the materials and slapping them on there. But this is like painterly, and I love it.
Beautiful.
I love the reflection in his. I'm pointing at where my screen is. In the goggles on the gas mask, like
The details,
so good.
insane. Super, super cool. Beautiful color theory and everything. It's Charles, yeah, you've outdone yourself. Very, very cool.
To me, it's also like a throwback to like the Ghostbuster movie. Like the stream of fire looks a little bit like the Canon stream. It looks really cool.
It does look like a proton accelerator. It sure
Yeah.
does. Proton pack. That's what those are.
Don't cross the beams.
Really cool. Wait, Trick, do you know if we're hiring any concept artists? Charles,
I mean,
apply
probably.
for a
There's a
job.
link in the chat right now.
Yeah, no, go. I'm not. I was kind of like not joking, but like we do have job positions available on massive.se/career singular, I think, or careers. Maybe they fixed it. But if you go to massive.se and have a look, there's job listings there. I 100% recommend moving to Sweden. Trick.
I love it here.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a Texan who's very happy in Sweden.
There you go. And yeah, we I just think it's worth it. Yeah, Destiny. See,
I just typed in the chat. Can I get a job?
you know I know there are people who are looking for work right now, and maybe Massive could be your new home. So
I've seen a couple
recommend
more
it.
questions on the game, so just gonna go through them here. So the Delta issues on Asia servers, it's not specific to Asia servers, it's also some other regions. We're looking into these. So TU 9.1 will have more back end fixes going out that will hopefully have an impact. Again, this is an issue that is very, very different from anything we've seen so far, and we actually had to add more tracking to find out what's happening. This is an ongoing process. It's also in the ticker, so we're looking into that and we're trying to fix that as soon as we can. We also see comments about the targeted loot being wonky or weird or changing after you, for example, finish a mission. We're looking into that as well. That should not be the case. Targeted loot should change once a day, and that's it. It shouldn't be any different targeted loot on different areas or regions or whatever. Like that's not the case. In terms of new content, yeah. In terms of new content, again, Season 2 and TU10 and what all that entails, we'll talk about when we are closer to revealing those things in terms of like when it's ready and when we're happy to have also some visuals, because I think having me talk about it gets kind of boring as well. And I think that's it from what I can see. Again, PvP also may be something that is being brought up as we talked about in the past when Bruce was on here and when Mackenzie was on here. Some of the TU 9.1 changes tomorrow will affect PvP. So, for example, the status effects will have PvP results, so it will change PvP things as well. And then with TU10, when there's a holistic look at the balance, that will also affect PvP. If there's anything else, we will let you know as soon as we have it.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see the effects on PvP tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah.
Could be big, could be nothing. I don't know. I'm just interested to see what happens. Okay, that's all I've got for today. I see some people who are kind of lolling about like jobs. Like dead serious. If you're interested in a job in Massive, go to the website. We don't give jobs based on Twitch chat, but if you are interested in getting a job, apply for a job. You never know. Worth it. There you go. Thanks, Felis, for posting the link.
It's very fun.
Yeah. All
Like
right.
it's a really rough time right now, and like it's cool that this is like a video game where it's an action adventure video game, but it's also like we make a product we care a lot about, and we want other people who care about it to take part in that. And also, we all need to help each other because it's a real rough time right now. So take a look if you are someone who has skills that are useful to a game development studio, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, 100%. Well said. I also think people just don't undersell yourself. People often think, I mean, game developers are all programmers. That's not the case. You may have skills that apply to a job you never thought about before. So go and take a look.
Two more things before we close it off, because I've seen like discussions a lot around loot, and people have been probably missing a couple of the state of the games in the last couple of weeks. So TU10 is where we also look at loot quality and generosity and all that stuff. Again, we don't have any concrete changes ready to talk about yet. Otherwise, it would have not been Trick, but somebody else maybe. Once we have that, we'll talk about it again. as I spoiled it a little bit, Nikki has been working on some of the topics that have been brought up quite frequently, like container loot and how that's purple and all that stuff. So we will have more details on that when it's ready. And then the second thing that I saw is like crossplay, because it's on Stadia now. That is not something that will likely be happening for the consoles anytime soon. The game wasn't made with crossplay in mind, so the efforts to make that happen would be quite big. I think we mentioned that previously as well, but I see it come up every now and again, so I just wanted to mention that as well.
Perfect. All right, that's I think going to wrap it up for today. If you want updates about what's happening in the Division, go to twitter.com/thedivisiongame. TU 9.1 comes out tomorrow. Things are coming thick and fast. Make sure you tell us how you're enjoying TU 9.1, because I think it's going to be very interesting. There's a lot in there, and it's for a 0.1 kind of thing, probably undersold, because I think a lot. I mean, if you tune into the stream last week, Mackenzie rattled off like change after change. So
it's weird how subtle a lot of those are too. It's just like, oh, you're gonna get yourself inside of a firefight that you think always goes south, and be like, oh, this is going different.
Yeah.
And it's hard to point at those and be like, oh, I'm glad Mackenzie like listed them all off. But when they all clockwork machine together, it's a lot.
Yep. Exactly. No, so I'm going to get stuck into it tomorrow myself. I actually saved the Manhunt stuff for tomorrow so I can play it with all the new changes.
My Mercury fight was so good. It was such a good fight. I pulled two different resource convoys together and was just like, that's it. We are pincer moving you to death. It was so good.
Nice. Did you stream it?
I did not. I wish I'd clipped it, because it was such a good, like, desperate running down to our last bullet, both of us throwing skills at each other, like, bullshit. It was so good.
Yes. That's what we like to hear. All right, that's going to be all for today. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I guess we'll see you all next week. And
thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. All right.
Stay safe.
Yes, please do that. I realize I don't have the outro set up, so if you could just pad for a second, Chris, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. We can pad a lot. So.
We could do chat of the game.
Well. That was. I mean, it's good that we're going to get 9.1 tomorrow, right? We're getting 9.1 tomorrow, which is fair. They've only delayed it, 2 days? So that's not bad. It could have been a lot worse. I don't know what they've done in just like a day though, or 2 days, which is that big of a change to the actual 9.1. Let's get comfortable while we're talking about this. TU10 PTS server. Good. That's good. Because we've been asking for PTS server for how long now? And they promised us PTS server a long time ago. So, I mean, just bringing it now is late, but at least they're doing it. At least they're doing it, right? So it's going to be only on PC. So if you've missed any of this, PTS will only be on PC. They're not bringing out a console PTS like they did with Division 1, because obviously it is a lot of work, which is fair enough. What made me laugh is not that Trick paints his nails, but the season skips. They're bringing in a microtransactions now into the game where you can skip season levels. So not only have they pissed off the whole community, now they want the community to buy something from them to skip through the season pass, because, so they can make a bit extra money. Now, I'm usually okay with the whole season pass skipping, right? But you got to think, on the season pass, say, let's take for example, let's take Apex Legends. We were just playing that earlier. Now, the season pass on Apex Legends, right? You've got the standard season pass, or you pay for the actual premium pass, which we've got, right, with the season pass. Now, as you work your way through the season pass, it gives you coins. Apex Legends does, right? So Apex Legends give you these Apex coins, which you can then spend on the season to skip a level. Yeah? Now, the Division, they are not giving you those coins. So you literally, if you want to skip, you have to pay. You can't even earn that currency. So the textiles are not going to work. It's actual money. So they kind of should have split it where you can use some of those textiles to gain some levels. Like Apex, like Fortnite, they give you the credits within the season. Enough credits for the season to get the next season. That kind of thing. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to say? So I don't know why they've done that. I know why they've done it. They've done it to make some money. But in terms of how they're doing it, it's not. It's just basically we want you to pay to get to level 100. Or just grind it out, you know? So if they would have changed it slightly where you can earn those credits as well, that would have been better. Like if you get to level 1000 on your SHD watch, we'll give you 20 credits or whatever, you know, or 10 credits or something. That would be cool. And then we have to pay every season. Yeah, so Shohei Matsuda has just mentioned then you can't even earn enough credits to pay for the next season. So then you've got to actually pay for the season. If you fall behind, you want to pay for your levels. Before you know it, it's cost you $100 to level up to 100. And then it's costing you another, say, 20, 10, whatever, to get the next season. It doesn't make any sense how they're doing that. But, I mean, me personally, I won't pay anything towards the season. Nothing at all. Like, not a penny. If it was 1 penny per level, I would not do it. Not even 1 level. Let's go on now to, obviously, the raid. So I'm just recapping for you guys here. The raid is not confirmed. Possible information next week, though. So next week, we may have information on the raid. Gio with the £10 donation. How did that not flash up, Gio? What happened there? I know why. Damn. Alert box is not on. Damn, man. Let me put the alert box on. Damn, Gio, we missed a donation. Now I feel shitty. Now I feel bad. Damn. So, it don't count towards SHD levels, it just buys the content. What are you on about, Frederick? Who said that? Who said that it counts towards SHD levels? Who said that, man? I think if you're talking about me, you're clearly not listening to what I'm saying. But okay. I have no idea who said that. Who said that it counts towards SHD levels? It's your season level. Your season level. So basically, yeah, no raid information until possibly next week. It's fine. TU10 balance will affect PvP. Now they're saying, the TU10, with all the changes we're making, including tomorrow's changes in 9.1, is going to affect the PvP side of things. Well, it is, but it's not going to fix PvP, is it? You know, it's not going to fix it, is it? Frederick, doesn't count towards SHD. Yeah, we know that, Frederick. Season levels, bro. Season. Your season, man. Not SHD. Season. But, yeah. So, it will affect PvP. But, like, it won't fix it at all. There's no way it's going to be fixed. It won't fix it for the simple fact is time to kill's broke, you know. The skills are just still going to be there. They're just going to last longer because they're obviously increasing the damage you have to do to skills to kill them. So it's not really going to fix PvP. But then maybe they're going to work more on... When they do the balancing in TU10, that's when maybe PvP will get a little bit better. I don't know. So I don't know if they're going to change time to kill and stuff, or they're just going to nerf weapons to make it so you don't kill so fast. And then, of course, we've got jobs at Massive. Should we have a look at the jobs? Let's have a look at these jobs. Let's take a look at the jobs. AI programmer. Associate game director. So nothing tomorrow then. Yeah, no, they're doing 9.1 tomorrow, mate. 9.1's coming out tomorrow. Associate game director, associate producer, Another one, audio programmer on Division 2. Brand director, marketing specialty. 2 brand directors. One of them's for Division 2. Okay. Software engineer, data science internship. Gameplay designer, anyone? Gameplay, anyone? Game designer, if anyone's a game designer. Animation, is anyone good with animation in here? No? Live game designer. I could take over the whole game, Oscar. No, I don't know what I'm doing with games, bro. I'm not good at making games. I don't know how to do it. Open applications, tech programming. Joel, thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, mate. You caring of our product? Yeah, I know, right? That made me laugh as well. Program manager. Avatar project programmer. So Avatar's still there, man. Is it going to be good, do you reckon, Avatar? I don't know. I think it might be all right. AI programmer. This is a lot of jobs. There's a lot of jobs. They're not all, obviously, they're not all division, though. They're not all of the division. That's it, really. I mean, so patch notes. Here we go. Let's look at the patch notes. In terms of patch notes, then TU 9.1 will be deployed tomorrow. It'll be the normal time tomorrow. Let's have a look though, just to make sure. Yeah, 9:30 CEST, 3:30 AM EDT, 12:30 AM PDT. So if you're in the UK, it's 8:30 in the morning. So 8:30 in the morning. There's a lot of patch notes. Look at these. We'll go through them though for you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys, as well. It helps out so much. And if you want to be just like Geo, you can donate towards that camera by using the donation link in the chat. So, NPC and AI. The balance change in Title 9.1 are intended to eliminate outliers with NPC weapons. Abilities and behaviors. There are specific fixes and a first pass at balancing these outliers. If further information or further adjustment are necessary, they will be made in the title update 10. So what they're saying is this basically like, don't go on this completely. Because whatever they don't fix this time, they're looking at changing in 10. Or if something's broken in this one, they're going to change it in 10. It's normal. It's just the normal stuff. NPC status effect nerfs. So they're going to be nerfing status effect for NPCs. Certain NPC status effects were too strong. With 2U 9.1, we are adjusting their damage to players. These changes also affect PvP status effect damage. It'd be interesting to test that out to see how much it's going to affect player on player. Because if they're just changing NPC status effect, how is that going to change if I shoot another player with mine? I don't know though. Because look, the changes are reduced damage caused to players by burn status, reduced damage caused to players by bleed status. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. So we're going to have to check that out tomorrow, for sure. NPC weapon nerf. Certain NPC weapons dealt significantly more damage than others. These changes should bring them more in line with other NPCs' damage output capabilities. So they have reduced damage and out of cover accuracy of the SMG used by red bar hyenas. We know they're a pain, bro. We know they're a pain. Reduced range of cleaner's tank flamethrower. That was well overdue, you know. Well overdue. They've nerfed hyena RC cars. Again, well overdue. That was the time the burn stays on the ground, how hard it hits you, etc. Black Tusk suicide drones. Reduce the damage of them. And they reduce how often the Black Tusk can deploy them. So, deploying is actually, you know, is less time. Because they just spam them at the moment. You know what they're like, guys. They literally just spam them. NPC grenade throw accuracy. So obviously they're changing the accuracy. I'm not going to read every single one of these. They're changing the accuracy of grenades, okay? So the closer they are to you or further they are away, the inaccurate they'll be. Blind fire was too effective, so these changes reduce NPCs' possible damage output while blind firing. Now, changing the damage output while blind firing doesn't defeat the object that they've got 100% accuracy, does it? So, and then, yeah, basically, here we go. Reduce how accurate NPCs are while blind firing. So that's the one that you want. The damage is fine, like, in terms of blind fire. It's just more the accuracy that needs looking at, in my opinion. They can no longer blind fire with a shotgun or a sniper rifle. That's good. NPC aggressiveness. Basically, they're saying there's no easy global fix for the NPC aggressiveness. There was no intentional desire to increase NPC aggressiveness with TU8. So basically had underlying issues, and then they got more aggressive, which we've seen anyway, right? We've seen that anyway. Changes, reduced frequency and aggressiveness of NPC behavior to advance on hidden targets, players who have not been exposed for a long duration. And then they've fixed prolonged aggressive circling caused by some NPCs. Status effect reactions. That's done. Nothing ever matters. Thanks for the support, man. That's amazing. Let's go. Cheers, bro. Thank you. Welcome to the stream as well, man. So then they've further lowered the likelihood of tank archetypes to rush towards players' hives turrets. You know when you put your turret down, they just run and then they stamp on them and then get rid of your turret instantly. Well, that's gonna like be reduced, which is cool. NPC ability nerfs. Certain NPCs' healing abilities were too strong. So they spoke about this again last week, where they said that the first heal will do like 80%, the second heal will be like 70, 60, 50, and it will change in different stages. So they don't always heal themselves to 100%. So you don't have to keep going, keep going, keep going. So yeah, that's what that is, basically, the ability nerfs. Armor kits no longer completely heal bounties and other bosses, which is good. Hunters still heal completely though. So for the hunters, they can heal fully. So they're still gonna heal fully. Nothing ever matters. Cheers, man. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, and you know the vibes. Is a cool guy, man. He's a cool guy. I appreciate you coming over, mate. Player buffs. So this is important, right? The below are adjustments should improve options in the player's toolkit to counter. That doesn't make any sense how they've wrote that. They're reviewing more changes. So more changes will be reviewed for TU10. So, you know, buff players' skill survivability. So they've reduced how much damage players' skills take from NPCs. They've then buffed the damage of player status effects. Increase the damage caused to NPCs by bleed, poison, and napalm and snare. And then they have buffed the ink of a blind fire for players. They reduce the size of a player's hitbox against NPCs when they are in cover and are blind firing. So basically, it makes it like we can do blind fire, and the hitboxes will still be pretty good for you to land shots. Instant season level unlocks. Players are now able to purchase instant season level unlocks. A level can be purchased for 100 premium credits in the season UI. Again, strongly disagree with that. I think that's a terrible idea. Bug fixes. We'll have a look at the bug fixes. First improvements to the issues causing frames per second drops in the dark zones during extractions and longer play sessions. This is kind of what they needed to be talking about in State of the Game. Why have they highlight that again today, and then the PvP players that are saying what about the frames would have an answer. So they're trying to fix the frames per second drop in DZ, which is a big problem. It's been a problem for a long time. Long time. They fixed issues that could cause NPCs for the Saturn Manhunt and Gold King bounties to spawn past a closed gate, making them inaccessible. Fixed an issue causing players not to be able to enter Technology Laboratory in Kennedy College. We know about that. Unable to remove the recommended activity project from the HUD. That's fine. Friendly Oxidizer Chem Launcher skill to cause damage to allied players' skills. So if you put your Chem Launcher on top of someone else's skill, it was damaging that skill and wiping it out. So they're fixing that. Or they've fixed it, shall we say. Fixed an issue causing the frenzy talent. So if you don't know, the frenzy talent was just like you could switch weapons and keep frenzy, you know. So they fixed that. It's took them months to do that though. That's been like what, 2 months now, maybe, or a month. Fixed an issue causing players on Stadia to crash. I mean, who plays this on Stadia? I'm just kidding. Fixed an issue that could cause the Seeker Mind skill to have a lower than intended cooldown. Okay. Fixed an issue that caused players to be unable to interact with the Scrambler during the settlement blockade activity. They've also fixed an issue that could cause the doors to not open during breakthrough the Black Tusk Forces beat in the DARPA Research Lab main mission. We had a similar thing on there in the Pentagon. Fixed an issue what could cause progression to be blocked after getting killed by rogue agents during the invaded Grand Washington. Well, Grand Washington's not the only one. There's that's what happened to us. We got killed by rogue agents. Then we couldn't get through the doors, and it wasn't Grand Washington. So they need to look at that on a higher scale. And I already sent on that as well. Fixed an issue that caused players to be able to pick up keys in Operation Dark Hours. So they're only just fixing the key issue in the raid. Yo, how's it going, Prototype, mate? How's it going, mate? Welcome to the stream. Fixed an issue that could cause several Kajika bosses to be spawned in the Pathway Park. Enemy NPCs to spawn outside, out of thin air. So basically, with the Warhound, if you went back and did the Warhound, their NPCs were just spawning on top of you, like out of thin air. They were just appearing, like dropping into you. So they fixed that issue. And then they fixed an issue that could cause two buttons to have the same function when engaging in a global event and having a GE reward available. I don't know what that is. I've never experienced anything like that. I never got anything like that. But that's the patch notes for tomorrow. Like tomorrow, like I say, the time is gonna be so 9:30 for CEST, which is like European time. 8:30 AM for UK. Am I a Ubisoft dev? No, bro. I would not put my name on this game like that. Also, you have got 3:30 AM EDT, 12:30 AM PDT. So that's the update for tomorrow. Let's just see. Like, I'm not gonna like slate the update for tomorrow because it seems like a lot of the update is relevant. It's just whether it works. You know, it's whether it works. Javier, they need to hire me. Oh no, they wouldn't hire me, mate. They wouldn't. I'm not qualified enough to be hired for a game development company for sure. It's not my specialist. It's all right sitting back and like putting your ideas. I could be an idealist, like give them ideas in what to do with the game and test the game, but that's probably about it. I don't know how to develop a game. So yeah, it's like 9.1 tomorrow is going to be cool. It's going to be cool. M1A nerfing TU10. Yeah, they've already said they're going to nerf the M1A again, which will probably be TU10. For anyone that's missed it, a quick recap again. TU10 has PTS server, but only on PC. Only on PC. You can now purchase season skips in the season pass, so you can pay 100 credits per level to level up. That is season pass, not SHD, season pass. Raid still not confirmed. Maybe more information next week. And then TU10 balance will affect PvP apparently. And of course, we have the big list of jobs at Massive. If anyone wants to go and work there, I don't know. Like they say, you know, I wouldn't say to someone, don't go and work there, because if you need a job and you're looking for something like this, go and work there. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll be working on Division 2 though. So just bear that in mind if you are looking for a job. Like, if you're qualified and you want to move to Sweden, do it. Like, do it, man. I moved to Spain for 2 years and I loved every single moment of it. Like, every moment I loved. Not one regret. How much armor kit does a hunter have? 100%. They'll heal 100%. 100%. Raid delayed until June. Well, we don't know that yet, Cyrus. We don't know that yet, mate. But, yeah, spring. They said spring. So, there's this thing about spring as well. If you Google when spring is, Northern Hemisphere, it says the 1st of June. But I am aware that in certain, I don't know what it is, the way the world works or whatever, solar or whatever, it can be the 20th of June. So I don't know which one they're going on. They don't care about this game. Yeah. What's the Infinity Hive? Well, the hive is just you chuck it down, then you can switch your hive out, switch it over, and then get your hive back. But it's been out for ages, like ages and ages. It's not practical. It's very much not practical, really. Like, you can use it in legendaries, like, but I don't even bother, you know. Is the reanimated event zombies? Well, the definition of a zombie is to, like, respawn or come back to life after you've been killed. So, yeah, technically. Infinity Hive, baby, YouTube it. Yeah, Infinity Hive's old. It's not even, like, worth doing. Like, to do that is just more hassle than actually doing it. You know, if you've got time in a mission to go back into your menu, hit the hive again, take it off, put it back on, or switch it over, and then come back out of your options menu, then you've clearly got enough time just to medkit up or to just carry on doing what you're doing. So I don't really see it as a massive benefit, and I don't think they will. You know, I don't know, but people might want to use it. Like if you're doing like legendaries and stuff, it's helpful. But I won't post it on my channel because what's the point? Like it's not very good. You thought spring was in April? No, yeah, the end of spring, mate. Spring ends for us 20th of June. Yeah, so summer starts in the northern hemisphere on the 1st of June. I'm sure. What's happened there? I don't know. Spring northern hemisphere. Here you go, look. So spring begins on the 1st of March, summer on the 1st of June. So the 1st of June. But, like Rogue Gaming says, the 20th of June technically is when our summer starts. Or spring ends. So it could be any time up to then. Any time up to that point. So yeah, so don't forget to hit the like button, guys, if you're in the stream. If you want to be super awesome, you can donate towards the camera that we're trying to get, which is going to be like for doing all the other kind of videos. You know, like if you've noticed my videos are slightly different now with backgrounds and stuff like this. We're just trying to improve. So if you want to donate towards that camera, you can use the link in the chat. Just put !donate, or just use the link that is up there that Streamlabs puts in the chat for you. Make sure you look after yourself, though. It's not like a necessity. You don't have to do it to watch my content. I appreciate every single one of you already. If you want to become a member of the channel, that's super awesome. Just click join. So Nothing Ever Matters joined a second ago. You just click the join button, and then you get access to loads of cool emojis and stuff like that as well. And you'll see the rewards that you get for becoming a member in the member section. But yeah, has anyone got any? Let's have a look, see what you guys are saying in the chat. We'll go through. See what people's opinions are. And then yeah. I agree the global event wasn't great, but just give me a reason to play the game. Jason, yeah, you're right, man. You're right, Jason. It kind of gives you a reason to play it. But, I mean, after the first day, I got bored of it because I was just like, oh, it's a bit tedious still, you know? It's still a bit tedious. But I can see why people would come back and play it, of course, because, you know, it's something new, which is what we need. We need new things to play. My personal opinion, I think they should bring in resistance, and the higher level you get, so resistance should be just like wave after wave, like Division 1. The higher level you get on resistance, the loot should drop at a higher roll. So when you get to like say level 100 on resistance, which is really hard to get to, every piece of loot that drops is guaranteed 3-piece god roll. For example. That should be how it is. You get to that level 100 with a team, boom. Like, you know, that's it. You're going to get God Roll gear. That's the way to go and drop God Roll gear. You don't know what gear it's going to be, but it will drop God Roll. That's what I think will be good. Resistance for sure, man. Bringing back the PTS. Yeah, it is. It is. PTS is a good step in the right direction. It is, 100%. It's super cool that they're bringing that back. But, I mean, they should have brought it back a long time ago, but at least they're doing it now. You know, it's not too late, really, for them just to bring it back for us. So we can, yeah, we're going to have some fun on the PTS, try and break it, try and do what we do, and then report back any bugs, issues, and all that. So hopefully they get fixed before the main release. So it's going to be cool. You also get a hunter outfit, old school. Yeah, that would be cool. Stuff like that. Basically, the coyote is massive for sale. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Born in rogues, exotic drop in whatever loot zones you're in. There we go. Yeah, so something like that. Like, resistance would be so cool, man. Like, and that's something that they need. They need the repetitive play or you know, redoable content, reusable content. Because at the moment, it's pretty crap. You know? Doing the same missions over and over, it's boring. They would never do that. It would benefit us, the players. Yeah, true, mate. True, Fonz. True. Yeah, survival mode would be good as well, for sure. I think if they brought survival mode back, they would bring a lot of the player base back that's left. I think a lot of them would come back to play survival. But 100%. I'm pretty confident. For me, it's resistance that I would like. Speaking of the PTS for breaking the game, if they had PTS in the place beforehand. Yeah, exactly. So if they did PTS before, the glitches that were out probably would have been noticed on PTS. Okay, I would have released them anyway, but they would have been able to fix it before they went live for everybody, and obviously not ban everybody. So, yeah. Oh, how many armor kits can they carry? I don't know, man. I think it's like 3 or 4. I think I've had one do it 3 times, maybe. I don't know. I never usually let them get past. But for the hunters, just do it on normal mode. You still get the mask. Like, if you're not bothered about the loot, you just want the hunter mask, just put your map on normal and then do the hunters. You just spray them down. How much XP is going to need to level the season pass? I don't know, man. They didn't say, did they? It's just the same. It's just the same, I think. I don't think they're going to be that bad and change the XP now, you know? And I mean, who isn't level 100 now, right? Pretty much everyone's level 100, right? Am I right in thinking that? It's quite easy to get up the levels. It's quite easy to get up the levels there. But guys, let's smack that like button. Let's see if we can hit that like button. Also, if you want to donate towards the camera, use the link in the chat. That link goes directly towards that camera. So the donations from that go directly there. They don't go anywhere else. All you have to do is put !donate in the chat. And then it will bring up a link. You just use that to do that. If you want to be awesome, join as a member of the channel as well. Click the join button. I am going to be ending the stream in a couple of minutes. Because, I mean, state of the game's kind of done. I was going to play the game, but I played it earlier on Twitch and I got bored after like 45 minutes. So, probably not going to play the game. I'm probably going to bring out a video just telling us about the state of the game. I don't know yet. I'm going to have a look. I'm going to have a think about it. Just for that, you disliked. Nice, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for the dislike, Karani. Dislike is still an interaction, so that's fine. That's fine. So, what's the point of having wildlife if you can't hunt them for food? Yeah. Imagine, yeah, everyone's got running around shooting dogs and stuff. That would be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But yeah, yeah, I do realise that's you, Gio. I do realise. I'm just not I can't pronounce that name. Oh no, well I can. Gio Zoo. I don't know. Warzone Gio. Yeah. Let me go eat Gio first though. Yeah. Let me go eat and then we'll play Warzone. We'll have some games on that. But guys, thank you so much for watching the stream. Do not forget, hit the like button on the way out. I will be streaming tomorrow on Twitch, so make sure you go and follow me on Twitch. EK1 Gaming on Twitch. So twitch.tv/EK1 Gaming. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow. Let's go.